All right, so I want you know how you told me how you wanted me to teach you things out the Bible while you're studying. So I was watching this class, and the title of it was basically a lot like faith and a lot of like other stuff too. But basically, the title was "Do you possess the traits of the Maccabeans?" And I just let me just get into it. So I wanted to say also, yeah, that I want to show you about faith and all that, like, cause I feel like a lot of us we could always have our faith increase, and we lack on faith and all that when we go through stuff and all that, and we could always increase our faith and all that. The thing about like the prophets or our forefathers, our foremothers, they had unwavering blind faith. Like they believed the Most High God would deliver them through all their distresses and troubles and all their perjuries that they were going through. So this is Romans chapter 14, verse 22 to 23. It says, "Hast thou faith? Have it to thyself before God. Happy is he that condemneth not himself in that thing which he alloweth. And he that doubteth is damned if he eat, because he eateth not of faith. For whatsoever is not of faith is a sin." So the account of this scripture is that you had wicked men that ate meat, but they thought it was wicked. So the Most High God, their conscience was defiled. So the Most High God wrought it and charged them as like as sin, because it says right here, which whatsoever is not of faith is sin. So that could go into carnally and spiritually. Like spiritually, like if you're fasting for 2 days and you're praying and you don't believe that you don't have faith that God can purge you out of certain sins, that's sin. Or even faith, like if you're working towards something and you don't feel like the Most High God will make you prosperous and whatsoever put your hand to. It says right here, whatsoever is not of faith is sin. And then let me bring out another one. Let me bring out this Matthew chapter 14, verse 28. I just kind of want to get to the point because I know you're studying. So it says let me just read it. It says Matthew 14:28. "And Peter answered him and said, Lord, if it be thou, bid me come unto thee on the water. And he said, Come. And when Peter was come down out of the ship, he walked on the water to go to Jesus. And when he saw the wind boisterous, he was afraid, and beginning to sink, he cried, saying, Lord, save me. And immediately Jesus stretched forth his hand and caught him and said unto him, O thou of little faith, where didst thou doubt?" So you have the account of here too, where Peter didn't have faith, and Jesus could have let Peter drown. He could have been like, "Oh man, well, you don't have faith, I'm just gonna let you sink and drown." But it's another account of like faith and all that. And then you have another one where Jesus talks about Yahushua, where he says that if you have faith, you can say to this mountain, you could say to this mountain, get thee hence, and it would move, or some roughly paraphrasing. But and then let me keep going. Let me keep going. I'm gonna bring out two more, and that's it, and I'm gonna close it out. And then you have this one with we have this one with Judas Maccabeus. Let's see, this is the first Maccabees chapter 9. It's just straight to the point. Chapter 9, verse 8. It says, "Nevertheless, unto them that remain said, Let us arise and go up against our enemies, if peradventure we may be able to fight with them." So right here, an account of with Judas Maccabeus and the men, it was 800 men going against 200,000 plus soldiers. You got right here, First Maccabees chapter 9, verse 4. "From whence they removed and went to Berea with 20,000 footmen and 2,000 horsemen." And then you got verse You got verse 9, but they deported them. So you got people here speaking negatively. They thought he was a madman, saying, "We shall never be able. Let us now rather save our lives, and hereafter we will return with our brethren and fight against them, for we are but few." Then Judah said, "God forbid that I should do this thing and flee away from them. If our time be come, let us die manfully for our brethren, and let us not stain our honor." So you had, like, Judas Maccabeus, like, he believed that, with 800 men, he would fight against the 200,000 plus Roman soldiers. And if you read more, we all know, reading into First Maccabees, that Judas Maccabeus won. And then you had an account too where First Maccabees chapter 8, I want to say First Maccabees chapter 8 verse 5, or let's see, hold on. He had an account he had right here too on First Maccabees chapter 4 verse 8 and 9. Then said Judas to the men that were with him, "Fear ye not their multitude, neither be afraid of their assault. Remember how our fathers were delivered in the Red Sea, when Pharaoh pursued them with an army. Now therefore let us cry unto heaven, if peradventure the Lord will have mercy upon us, and remember the covenant of our fathers, and destroy his host before our faces day, so that all the heathen may know that there is one who delivereth and saveth Israel." So you got Judas too. He had faith. He had faith that the Most High God will deliver him out of all his distress. And this is the type of faith we gotta have and all that, because our faith. There's an account too in Psalms that, has there ever been an account where the righteous were forsaken and the Lord did not deliver them? Roughly paraphrasing. My bad. So righteous are never forsaken, and it's all about faith and all that. Like Romans, literally read Romans, and it says whatsoever is not of faith is of sin. So we just gotta have faith, and we gotta increase our faith and believe that that as our forefathers, our foremothers made a covenant with the God of Israel, and the God of Israel will always deliver us. He will always bless us, make our way prosperous, as long as we keep his commandments. Like he would always, he will always make us prosperous and prosper whatever we put our hand to and all that. So I just wanted to teach you a little bit about that, like about faith.